This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. If your legs feel like sandbags at 8 p.m., your bones could snap by 8 a.m. Most people over 60 dismiss heavy calves as just aging, but in reality, it's the silent shutdown of your circulation. If you don't learn how to reactivate your nightly repair tonight, your next step out of bed tomorrow could be the one that ends your independence forever. Stay with me, because what you chew in the next 2 minutes is the only thing standing between you and a wheelchair. Imagine for a moment that the last thing you see before your life changes forever is the cold, hard surface of your bedroom floor. It happens in a split second. You wake up, you try to stand, but your legs simply refuse to carry you. They feel like lead, unresponsive, and hollow. This is the terrifying reality for thousands of seniors every single day, and for many, it is the beginning of the end of their independence. If you have noticed that your legs feel heavy at night, as if you are dragging invisible sandbags through the house, you are not just tired, you are standing on the edge of a precipice. Most people over 60 make the fatal mistake of calling this just a part of getting older. They ignore the stiffness in their knees after dinner and the tight, aching sensation in their calves that keeps them awake at night. But I am here to tell you that these are not just minor inconveniences. They are the early tremors of a catastrophic collapse. When your legs lose their responsiveness, your balance becomes a lie. A simple trip to the bathroom in the dark can turn into a hip fracture, a medical event that, for our age group, carries a statistics of recovery so grim that most people never return to the life they once knew. You are essentially living with a ticking time bomb attached to your ankles. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Our mission here is to provide you with the deep, science-backed truths that help you maintain your strength and freedom. If you find this information vital for your health or the health of someone you love, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to continue uncovering these life-changing wellness secrets for our community. The heaviness you feel is a physical manifestation of a system in failure. When you ignore that evening ache, you are ignoring the fact that your muscles are literally suffocating for lack of oxygen. This slow death of movement quietly erodes your confidence until one day you find yourself staying in your chair because you no longer trust your own feet. The tragedy is that this decline is often avoidable, yet most people wait until they are in a hospital bed to ask what went wrong. We are going to dive deep into why this happens and how to stop the decay before it stops you. The ending of this story doesn't have to be a wheelchair or a nursing home, but it requires you to understand the silent signals your body is desperately trying to send you right now. Stay with me until the very end, because the solution is far simpler than any surgery, but only if you apply it before the damage becomes permanent. Before we move into the biological mechanics of why your legs are failing you, I want you to take a moment of honest reflection. Think about your daily life and answer this small quiz for yourself. Please share your answer in the comments below to help us understand your journey better. Which of these scares you the most about the future? A. Losing the ability to walk independently and having to rely on others for every basic need. B. The constant nagging pain and stiffness that makes every morning feel like a struggle. Please comment A or B below. Your participation helps us create the content you need most. To fix the heaviness in your legs, we must first look beneath the skin at the silent enemy that begins to take hold after the age of 60. Most people believe that their muscles are simply wearing out like an old engine, but the truth is far more complex and resides within your vascular system. Your legs are the furthest point from your heart, meaning your blood has to work the hardest to reach them and even harder to climb back up against gravity. As we age, a quiet and devastating change occurs. Your blood vessels begin to lose their youthful flexibility. Imagine a garden hose that has been left in the sun for years. It becomes stiff, brittle, and narrow. This is exactly what is happening to your arteries. The internal lining of your blood vessels, a delicate layer of cells called the endothelium, is the control center for your entire circulatory health. Its primary job is to produce a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. This molecule is the signal that tells your blood vessels to relax, open wide, and allow oxygen-rich blood to flood into your tissues. However, as we cross the threshold of 60, our natural production of nitric oxide plummets. Without this signal, your blood vessels remain tight and constricted. Your muscles, especially those in your calves and feet, begin to starve. When you sit down after a long day, the circulation slows down even further, and waste products like lactic acid begin to pool in your lower extremities. This is why your legs feel like leaden weights by the time you head to bed. It isn't just fatigue. It is a state of localized malnutrition where your muscles are crying out for the fuel they need to function. This biological shutdown becomes even more critical during the night. While you sleep, your body is supposed to enter a state of deep restoration. This is when the nightly repair cycle should be at its peak, clearing out the day's debris and rebuilding muscle fibers. But if your circulation is compromised before you even close your eyes, that repair process never truly begins. Your nerves don't get the nutrients they need to reset, and your muscles remain in a state of chronic tension. This creates a vicious cycle. You wake up feeling stiff and unstable because your body spent the entire night struggling just to maintain basic levels of oxygen, rather than actually healing. This internal starvation doesn't just make you tired, it changes the way you move. You start taking shorter, more hesitant steps. You use your arms to push yourself out of a chair because your legs no longer feel connected to your intent. This loss of neuromuscular communication is the silent thief of balance. When your brain sends a signal to your legs to steady yourself after a slip, but the blood flow is too sluggish to deliver the necessary energy for a quick reaction, that is when the fall happens. Understanding that this is a mechanical and chemical issue, not a character flaw or an inevitable death sentence of aging, is the first step toward reclaiming your power. We are looking at a system that has lost its primary communication tool, and in the following sections, we will explore exactly how to give that tool back to your body using a simple, natural method that works while you are fast asleep. When the world goes quiet and you finally lay your head on the pillow, a magnificent and silent transformation is supposed to take place within your body. Most people view sleep simply as a period of unconsciousness or a break from the day's labor. But for those of us over 60, sleep is the most critical biological work we perform. It is the only time the body shifts its entire focus from outward action to inward restoration. This is the nightly repair cycle, a sophisticated process where your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and your internal systems begin an intensive cleaning operation. Imagine your circulatory system as a fleet of specialized repair crews that travel through thousands of miles of microscopic pathways to reach the furthest corners of your legs. Their mission is to clear away the metabolic waste, such as lactic acid and carbon dioxide, that has accumulated in your muscle tissues during the day. When this cycle is functioning correctly, your blood vessels act as open highways, delivering fresh oxygen and vital nutrients that rebuild the tiny tears in your muscle fibers and soothe the overworked nerves that control your balance. However, the tragedy of aging with poor circulation is that these repair crews are effectively locked out of the construction site. If your vessels are constricted and your nitric oxide levels are low, the very oxygen required to fuel this restoration cannot reach its destination. While you are sleeping, your muscles are essentially holding their breath, struggling in a state of quiet desperation. Instead of a clean slate morning, you wake up with a chemical backlog in your legs. The stiffness you feel when your feet first touch the floor is the physical evidence of a repair cycle that was never allowed to complete its work. It is the result of waste products that weren't cleared and tissues that weren't nourished. This is why you feel older than the calendar says you are. But imagine the alternative, a night where your blood vessels remain flexible and wide, where the flow of life-giving nutrients is constant and powerful. When the pipes are open, the body can perform the miracle of recovery it was designed for. In this state, sleep becomes a fountain of youth for your mobility, preparing your nerves to be sharp and your muscles to be responsive. The secret to this transformation doesn't happen during the 8 hours of sleep itself, but in the critical window just before you close your eyes, when you give your body the signal that the repair gates must be opened wide. To break the cycle of morning stiffness and heavy legs, you do not need complex medical interventions. You need to send a powerful nutritional signal to your blood vessels at the exact moment they are preparing for sleep. This is where the humble walnut transforms from a simple snack into a biological key. The secret lies in a specific pre-bed ritual that takes less than 2 minutes, but can change the entire trajectory of your morning. About 30 minutes before you intend to sleep, take 2 or 3 whole walnuts, roughly 4 to 6 halves, and begin the process of intentional activation. This is not about mindlessly eating, it is about the slow chew method. As you chew the walnuts thoroughly, your saliva mixes with their healthy oils and the potent amino acid known as L-arginine. This mastication process is crucial because it begins the breakdown of the walnut's complex structure, releasing the nutrients into a bioavailable form that your body can immediately recognize. Your salivary enzymes act as a catalyst, preparing the L-arginine to be converted into nitric oxide the moment it enters your system. Once swallowed, these compounds act like a gentle command to the delicate lining of your arteries, telling them to relax and expand. This is the nitric oxide trigger that ensures the highways of your circulation remain open throughout the night. But the walnut offers even more. It provides a rare plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids that quietly dampen inflammation in your veins, along with natural magnesium and traces of melatonin that signal your nervous system to move into a state of deep, restorative rest. After you have finished chewing, follow the ritual with a small sip of warm water. This warm carrier helps soothe the digestive system and ensures that the oils are processed comfortably while you lie still. By performing this simple act, you are providing your body with the raw materials it needs to fuel the nightly repair cycle we discussed earlier. You are ensuring that while your mind is at rest, your legs are being bathed in the oxygen and nutrients necessary to reclaim their strength. It is a small, focused investment in your own mobility, a 2-minute commitment to ensure that when the sun rises, you are not just waking up, but rising with a body that feels lighter, steadier, and ready to embrace the day with renewed confidence. The transformation that begins within just a few nights of this ritual is nothing short of a biological renaissance for the aging body. Many people expect health changes to be loud and sudden, like a lightning strike, but the true healing of the circulatory system is a quiet, steady dawn. Within the first few days, you may notice that the familiar sandbag sensation in your calves begins to lift. When you wake up and swing your legs over the side of the bed, the heavy, leaden resistance that used to define your mornings starts to fade into a feeling of lightness and buoyancy. This is the physical evidence that your muscles were finally allowed to breathe and repair themselves while you slept. It is the result of your blood vessels remaining open and flexible, clearing away the toxic debris of yesterday's movement and replacing it with the vital oxygen needed for today's strength. This physical lightness quickly translates into a profound psychological shift, the return of confidence. When your legs feel responsive and your steps feel steadier, the fear of falling, that silent predator that haunts so many people over 60, begins to lose its grip on your life. You find yourself standing up from your favorite chair without needing to brace your weight on the armrests. You walk to the mailbox or through your garden with a sense of fluid grace that you thought was gone forever. This is not just about comfort. It is about the preservation of your autonomy. By supporting your circulation, you are effectively reinforcing the foundation of your independence. You are proving that aging does not have to be a slow surrender to weakness. Instead, it can be a season of refined strength, where you use the wisdom of simple, natural habits to keep your body functioning at its peak. This renaissance is your body's way of thanking you for finally listening to its signals and providing the specific nutrients it has been starving for. It is the beginning of a new chapter where you move through the world not with hesitation, but with the steady, calm power of a body that is truly nourished from the inside out. As we reach the end of our journey today, I want you to take a deep breath and realize that you are not a passive observer of your own decline. The most profound lesson we can draw from the science of circulation and the simple power of the walnut is this: your body is an incredibly resilient listening machine. Every choice you make, every nutrient you consume, and every ritual you practice acts as a signal to your cells. When you provide the right information, like the L-arginine and omega-3s found in a few walnuts, you are telling your heart, your blood vessels, and your muscles that it is time to thrive, not just survive. The philosophy of health after 60 is not about chasing the impossible ghost of youth. It is about optimizing the magnificent vessel you inhabit right now. We often search for miracle cures in expensive bottles or complex procedures, yet nature frequently hides the most potent solutions in the simplest forms. A walnut is not just a nut. It is a concentrated package of biological instructions designed to support the very systems that keep you upright and mobile. The deep truth is that independence is built on a foundation of consistency. One night of better circulation is a gift, but a lifetime of nightly repair is a transformation. To apply this to your life today, I urge you to start tonight. Do not wait for a more convenient time or until your symptoms worsen. Place a small bowl of walnuts on your bedside table. Set a reminder for 30 minutes before you intend to sleep. Take those 2 minutes to chew slowly, to breathe, and to consciously signal to your body that you are ready for a night of deep restorative healing. This small act is a profound declaration of self-care. It is a commitment to your future self, the person who will wake up tomorrow morning feeling steadier, stronger, and more capable of enjoying the world. You have the power to influence the environment inside your own arteries. Use that power. Embrace the simplicity of this ritual and watch as the small steps you take tonight lead to the long, vibrant walks of your future. You deserve a life defined by your abilities, not your limitations, and that life begins with the very next thing you choose to give your body before you close your eyes. Which of the following would be the most meaningful benefit for you if your legs felt lighter and stronger tomorrow morning? A. Being able to walk longer distances or enjoy nature without fatigue. B. Feeling safer and more confident in your balance while moving around your home. Please share your thoughts by commenting A or B below. It is wonderful to see how everyone prioritizes their health goals. If you found value in this deep dive into natural strength, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to create these guides for our community's health and independence.